Hi, Fallon. How you doing? Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at your sketches. That's a good setup here. So the girl is in her apartment bowling, so she's kind of making this game at home, right? And or I don't know if it's an apartment. She seems like a little girl, so she's at home as opposed to being in a bowling alley, right? So that's why she's got access to the cupboard here and the fruit bowl, etc. So that's fine. I think that one of the things I think the most obvious thing here, and I think the most apparent thing I need to mention is that there's no numbers or words allowed in the illustrations here. So this bowling, no can do on that, voted number one sport. And then also I saw, one pin, can't do that. You're going to have to indicate the pins by them falling. Do you know what I'm saying? But let me tell you where I'm at as far as what I see. Okay, I'm seeing this. Okay, so the girl is looking at some kind of a magazine with bowling, and that's great. So she gets this idea. Hey, I want to bowl. This third frame here, I'm just really lost in two ways. I don't know what the third and fourth frames, this one and this one. I don't know why this is circled with a question mark. I'm not sure what it is. Is it a bowl? And so, if so, what does it have to do with bowling? Okay, and then we have these little pins. Now, are these bowling pins that just happen to be in her club? If they are, that's fine. I mean, if there's something else that are playing the part of bowling pins, then I think that needs to be made a little bit more apparent. This one boy, this one's throwing me. I can't figure this one out. It's a bowl, and it has. Boy, maybe you could describe that one to me. I just can't figure this frame out. I've been looking at it for a while now. I just cannot figure it out. But anyway, so then the next frame comes to, okay, I've got pins. I'm ready to bowl, but I don't have a bowling ball, right? So she grabs an apple. And this is, you can kind of see the apple kind of womping down, bouncing down what she has for the lane. And then knocks one pin down. She's frustrated. Hey, wait, I got a better idea. Let's get a coconut. So she's grabbing the coconut. So then she's happy. She grabs the coconut, she rolls it down the alley and knocks all the pins down. So she's real happy. The coconut worked, all is well, everything is fine, right? That's great. Now, the one thing that I think is that could be problematic, and think about this while you're setting up, is how do we know that's a coconut? So I mean, I guess if you have those little kind of holes where the coconut are, I guess, and the little coconut hairs, and I just try to make that look as much as you can as a coconut. And if you can't do this, try this frame right here with the light bulb. For a light bulb here, and maybe think of a palm tree with coconuts in it. So she's got thinking, oh, wait a second, coconuts. You see what I'm saying? So that'll kind of complete the thought of what this is and why she's grabbing it. Do you see what I'm saying? But having the coconut next to the fruit bowl, I think, is also a good indication. But that would mean that just really has to look like a coconut. I hope that makes sense. Or you could add the palm tree over here where she grabs this, and this just a little frame right there, a thought bubble of her thinking of a palm tree with the coconuts. You know, maybe there come some coconuts up in the tree and then a couple on the ground that look just like this one, only smaller. Does that make sense? I hope so. Let me know. I'll clarify if it doesn't. And then you have this where it rolls smoothly down and knocks all the pins down. And then I was going to say the pins, you're going to have to show the pins being knocked down in some other way than 1 pin, 10 pins. You know, I would have to say just show them, show these ones upright and this one laying down so we can see that she only got 1 pin. Okay, my last recommendation has to do really with the way that it's set up. And I don't think that these square formats, I don't think these are the best way to go. Square frame, square frame, square frame, connected by an arrow. Try to think of another way. I think circles might be nice because they mimic the circles like this, because they're the shape of the bowling ball. Do you see what I'm saying? And then, so the other thing is that, arrows is just too obvious. Is there a more playful way that we can connect these illustrations and kind of create a path for the viewer to follow so they know they're going frame by frame or scene by scene, as it were? And, I'm thinking maybe something like this. Okay, see here, this guy used, this designer used the hairs, the beard hairs, the curly red hair. And then this one here is really clever, where it kind of used the bees and the path of the bees or the hornets to indicate. So it's very clear what the path is through the illustration. I was thinking maybe you could use like bowling pins, or even maybe bowling shoes or something really fun and interesting to connect these other than arrows. Do you see what I'm saying? So you could just have like bowling pins, different ways, different angles. And, maybe one, so you have your first frame, then a couple of bowling pins, second one. So you're following the bowling pins through the path of the narrative. Hope that makes sense. Okay, so and you're set up. You're ready to go here. I think this is a really good setup, and I think I'm really looking forward to seeing this. So good job. Any questions at all, please let me know. Thank you.